Hi there. Are you one of those people who have been looking for how best to invest their capital, but have been unable to find a suitable way of doing so? Guess what? Lead Capital has got you covered. With their impressive array of financial products and services, Lead Capital offers you the opportunity to invest your capital in a well-balanced portfolio that offers you financial security and growth. With the Lead Fixed Income Fund, your capital is invested for a minimum of 90 days. But guess what? You can be assured that your money is exposed to very low risks and your dividends are paid out biannually. They also have a Lead Balanced Fund that exposes you to slightly more risk than the Fixed Income Fund. However, this fund also offers you biannual dividends, greater returns, and a minimum holding of 90 days. Also, if you're looking to secure your funds from the depreciations associated with the Naira, Lead Capital has a dollar fund that helps you invest your capital in dollar instruments for a period of 180 days. However, they pay out your dividends biannually in dollars. And if you're a big-time Odogu looking to invest a serious amount of money, Lead Capital has also got you covered. With the Lead Gazelle portfolio, you could invest a minimum of $1 million for a minimum of 90 days and begin to enjoy some impressive returns on your investment. Also, with an investment of $50,000 to $200,000, Lead Capital PLC offers you the opportunity to hold private portfolios with them, where your capital is exposed to medium risk, your coupons are paid to you biannually, and you enjoy the world of Eurobonds, where you could earn interest on your capital investment in various foreign currencies. For more inquiries, reach out to Lead Capital PLC today with any of the contact information displayed on your screen, or reach out to us via our website at www.leadcapitalgroupng.com. Thank you. Lead Capital PLC, your guide to financial security. Hi there. Are you one of those people who have been looking for how best to invest their capital, but have been unable to find a suitable way of doing so? Guess what? Lead Capital has got you covered. With their impressive array of financial products and services, Lead Capital offers you the opportunity to invest your capital in a well-balanced portfolio that offers you financial security and growth. With the Lead Fixed Income Fund, your capital is invested for a minimum of 90 days. But guess what? You can be assured that your money is exposed to very low risks and your dividends are paid out biannually. They also have a Lead Balanced Fund that exposes you to slightly more risk than the Fixed Income Fund. However, this fund also offers you biannual dividends, greater returns, and a minimum holding of 90 days. Also, if you're looking to secure your funds from the depreciations associated with the Naira, Lead Capital has a dollar fund that helps you invest your capital in dollar instruments for a period of 180 days. However, they pay out your dividends biannually in dollars. And if you're a big-time Odogu looking to invest a serious amount of money, Lead Capital has also got you covered. With the Lead Gazelle portfolio, you could invest a minimum of $1 million for a minimum of 90 days and begin to enjoy some impressive returns on your investment. Also, with an investment of $50,000 to $200,000, Lead Capital PLC offers you the opportunity to hold private portfolios with them, where your capital is exposed to medium risk, your coupons are paid to you biannually, and you enjoy the world of Eurobonds, where you could earn interest on your capital investment in various foreign currencies. For more inquiries, reach out to Lead Capital PLC today with any of the contact information displayed on your screen, or reach out to us via our website at www.leadcapitalgroupng.com. Thank you. Lead Capital PLC, your guide.
Okay, good morning to all our attendees. We are excited to welcome you to another edition of our program. We appreciate you for your unflinching support since the time we started this program a few months ago. In the area of contribution, area of comment, observation, as the year has come to an end, we thank you so much. And we believe today is going to be the end of the program for the 2024. and we're going to meet by next year. Market hasn't closed, so we still have 2 trading days next week, but because of the Christmas holiday, so we're going to close this program Monday. But our recommendation will still be sent out to all our value customers. So as we'll be having 2 trading days next week, and this week, today's, we are also having 2.5 trading days. So we are encouraging all our value customers to take action before some of those opportunities we have in our market disappears. So we're going to take a review, and then we'll also go through other important airlines as we usually do on weekly basis. In terms of ESI, last week was another milestone in our equities market because we saw that a lot of position taking, and we have also seen some development in oil and gas. Almost all the major tickers in oil and gas, they appreciated the Eternal Oil, the MRS, and then the RRD. And if you look at our recommendation for a very long time, they've been 4 part of our recommendation because we track them, and we, from time to time, we look at some of those reasons in terms of fundamental analysis, earnings per share, and key metrics that we believe are important to guide all lead investors in taking position. So at every point in time, you'll be very happy when you see your portfolio, and that is really happening. We are happy to see that, and we have also noticed that we are also excited again that the equities market year to date has done better than what we did last year. If you look at the percentage change in the equities market has also gained about almost 35.25% compared to what we did in the previous year when ASI closed 74,773.77 basis points. But today, when the market is going to open, it's going to open with 101,129.09%. The reason why we'll continue to emphasize this is for the valued investors to also know that their portfolios is growing, and some of the actions they're also taking about taking position in the area of buy and sell and holding some stock are also helping their portfolio. It's important from time to time we bring this thing into our slide, so you see them. So if you look at activities last week, a lot of things happened because we had projected that 2 weeks to the end of the year, you see a lot of position taking. A lot of portfolio managers will be realigning their portfolio to ensure that tickers that have been doing very better based on half-year performance and 9-year performance, ensure that they form part of their recommendation. And that actually played out last week. You see a trade turnover of almost 91.38 billion. That has not happened for a very long time. It also doubled what we did in the previous week. So we also expect that we see big activities happening in the market, but won't be as larger as what we did last week. So in terms of ASI sectoral performance, all 4 sectors out of 5 sectors under Lead Capital major coverage, the banking expanded. We saw some buy interest in the GTB. GTB now moved to 57 naira last week. It started the week like around 52.70. Wema Bank as well, Zenith Bank as well. Insurance company also expanded by 8.38%. We saw renewed buy interest in ICO. ICO has been part of Lead Capital recommendation for a very long time, even when it was trading 90 kobo. But we saw the stock moving towards 1 naira 50 kobo, and it's based on valuation. And it's also going to move further because it's still undervalued with the current market price. The consumer as well, we saw renewed back interest in Honeywell Flour because the flour mill was listed last week. Some investors who also want to ensure that their investment also is in the companies that are under the index. Under the index of a consumer. Some people are also bringing out their funds into the Honeywell Flour because last week was listed from the flour mill was listed last week from the exchange. Oil and gas too. We saw MRS transaction. It gained almost close to over 30% last week. We saw Eternal Oil. We saw RRD that we emphasized more in our Monday presentation that people should try as much as possible to take advantage of the price because of the things we've seen in the area of expansion, in the area of development, in the area of asset purchase for that company. And that has come to play out now. So the opportunity is still open for us. But the good thing is that month to date, we are at a positive of 3.71%. And our quarter to date, we are no more under negative. We are still 2.61%. So that's just the overview of the market. In terms of recapitalization exercise because it's still ongoing. That's why we'll continue to ensure that we encourage all our valued investors to take advantage. For the first bank, it's closing on 30th. We're encouraging people to fill their form. And let me also give you one strategy now. For those who are not ready to pick their right, if you look at the difference, almost 7.202%, you can actually sell the one you have in your portfolio and you buy the right. If you sell what you have in portfolio and you buy the right, the transaction charges or the cost, if you are selling, is around 2.10%. If you net that from what we have, from 7.72%, you still have almost 5% as a gain. If you don't have liquidity to pick up your right, I think you can use that strategy. While for the UBA, we've been encouraging all value customers that they should take advantage of the current market price. They should buy from the market. If you buy from the market, the transaction charges in the market with 1.85%. You are better off than buying the right, because if you buy the right against the market, difference is almost 3.57%. If you net 1.185% from 3.5%, you still have a little margin. And you can also use that to also buy additional units that also qualify you for additional dividends by the time they are declaring their final year dividends for 2024. That's the strategy for the FBN right and then for the UBA right. Buy from the market the UBA right and then buy the right for the FCMB by selling your portfolio. So we've seen that some tickers has also gone up substantially last week because we are close to the end of the year. And then we've seen some tickers, their board of directors and the corporate communication, they've been sending information out stating the time those board of directors are going to meet to consider the account of some of these companies. Is an indication that by January, some companies that are not regulated by the central bank, you were likely to see their account coming out faster. The likes of United Capital, the likes of Okomu Oil, the Presco Oil, and some other tickers that do not really need a thorough regulatory review on their accounts. So the earlier the better for all our valued investors. The earlier we take position, the better for us, because we've seen what is happening. We've seen the prices of Zenith Bank is now 45 naira 80 kobo. We've seen GTB 57 naira. So we should not wait until corporate actions start coming out. When information filters into the market, you see a lot of people taking advantage, and you see much demand for the stock. The bid is going to high, and then you see the offer is going to constrain. So we have to ensure that we take advantage of the current market price of these 1 to 15 companies that have done very well in terms of dividend declaration in the last 10 years. They are still looking promising, and the nine-month result also shows that by the time they are meeting for the final year, investors should also expect a very improved dividend declaration. So take advantage of the current market price. They are still on the value. That's why we are still putting them before you. Take advantage. So 1 to 15, you are good to go across major indices in our market. Don't wait that the price is going to come down. Price is not coming down now. This is the time you need to take action as a valued investor and ensure that all this stock accommodates your portfolio so that you can be part of the winning team come January 2025. Our recommendation for this week, we have just 1 to 36. However, if you check our weekly recommendation, we have close to almost 50 stocks. But this is just an extraction. If you check your mail, we've sent it out. So 1 to 26 we are good to go with buy. The banks are there, the insurance are there, the insurance, the oil and gas are there. You see telecom, you see agriculture, you see industrial, and you also see a consumer. When you have a portfolio that accommodates all these stocks, you are safe. You have actually immune your portfolio around one sector having issue. So ensure that you are not limiting your portfolio to just one index in our market. Ensure that major indices form part of your portfolio, and with that, you are good to go in terms of having a balance and a good portfolio construction. So 1 to 26, you are good to go. While 27 to 31, FCMB will place it on hold this time around. Sterling Bank, hold, Nestle, Airtel Africa, and Cadbury. While ourselves for this week, African Prudential will still put it on sell recommendation. Conroy will still put our sell recommendation because they are trading above our target price based on valuation. But this week, we are also bringing Eternal Oil into sell. Geregu is still sell. Transcorp PLC is also sell. So you will also see other companies, tickers in our 1 to 50 recommendation that we have sent out. Our expectations for the week, because of time, Last week, we noticed that the president actually presented the budget for 2025 to the National Assembly. That's also very important because that's what drives activities in the world, in an economy. We are good to go with that. What we should expect in the market, that is going to increase. Some people, you say, buy interest this week in our market. And this week as well, we have 2.5 trading days, today, tomorrow. So, and then we shouldn't expect much activities. So people should take advantage of today and tomorrow to ensure that they take position in some of those tickers we have recommended. But we also expect that the ASI is likely to close on a negative note, but slightly, because we're having few trading days in the week. It's going to impact on the ASI. But what is more important is that we expect that even the ASI is going to decline, we will still maintain 100,000 basis points. So we have come to the end of the equities market presentation. Let's quickly go through the fixed income before we move to Q&A section. Thank you very much.
All right, so thank you so much for the robust overview of the equities market. Very quickly, we'll look at what transpired the fixed income space. Just like you had rightly said, I feel like at this point, any recommendation we are giving or making should ideally catch the interest of all our esteemed investors. Because looking at the money market for last week, just as we projected, we had anticipated that the funding rates were going to witness some marginal drop, and then that was exactly what transpired. As the open buyback rate and the overnight rate saw a decline of 75 basis points and 59 basis points last week. Although our system liquidity still closed on the negative region, but we saw some improvement. I think the previous week liquidity had closed at negative 1.3 trillion. And last week, we saw it moderate to roughly about 400 billion negative. That's some improvement, although we are still on the negative side. So basically, that transpired, so that fueled all the activities we witnessed last week, albeit, however, the activities were not so strong as I think due to the fact that the year is already rounding off, and we're beginning to see some slowdown in activities. But for the Treasury bills market, the market was relatively quiet last week. We didn't see significant activities, largely due to the system illiquidity, and then also the activities at the fixed income market and the OMO space. So the Treasury bills market was relatively quiet. And then at the end of the week, our yield remained flat. It closed at 25.70%, where it did the previous week. There's still one last auction that will take place this week, as the CBN would put on offer roughly about 300 billion worth of NTB later this Wednesday. Okay, it's supposed to be on Wednesday, but due to the fact that that day is a public holiday, we strongly believe that it will be moved to Friday. So that will be the last offer that we'll be seeing from the CBN this week, and we expect that would mark activities. Sorry, that will mark the end of the activities at the primary market for the Treasury bills market. And quickly, for the fixed income, for the bonds market saw some activities, but they were more of sell-offs, as system illiquidity fueled most of those sell-offs, whereby especially the banks, trying to meet up with some obligations they have towards the end of the year. We saw some sell-offs from their end, and that was also part of what eased system illiquidity from 1.3 trillion to about 400 billion we saw last week. And for the maturities that saw most of the activities, those were the 25s, the 26s, the 29s, the 30s, 33s, 34s. We know that a number of our clients play more in the equity space, but we've also realized over time that we have some who also play in the fixed income space. And I think particularly last week we got some inquiries, some clarifications, some clients on what actions they should be taking as the year is rounding off. And I'm sure most of those clients that reached out and took the advice we gave to them, they are better off right now, because we had advised that particularly in 2028, we would see some sell-offs, and definitely that was what played out. And for as many that positioned in that very stock in particular, by now, even if they decide to sell today, they will clearly be making some profit on that. Then for the yield curve still remains where it was, or where it was the previous week. We still see the abnormal slope. And by the time we go into a new year, and then our baseline and the end of this year forms our baseline, hopefully we'll see a correction in the yield direction. For the foreign exchange markets, I think the past 2 to 3 weeks now, we've witnessed some positive direction or some gains in our foreign exchange markets. But last week, we saw a marginal decline as at the official window, Naira depreciated by 0.57% to close at 1,541 Naira 68 kobo. That we still can't say much as to whether Naira is beginning to reverse its trend. But I think that being that we are at the end of the year, we might see some moderate demand in dollars. So that could possibly be associated with the loss we saw last week. And then as the year runs out, we'll be able to have more clarity as to what the direction in that market would be. Also, we saw last week the US Fed also met on Wednesday, where they had cut rates by another 25 basis points. So all those activities going into the new year will definitely shape our foreign exchange market. We also saw last week that the president presented the 2025 budget, where the Naira has been pegged at 1,500 for the purpose of the budget. So we see that level would obviously influence the foreign exchange market, as the CBN might try as much as possible to keep rates around that very level. So in terms of our expectations for this week, we expect that the market will be relatively quiet as the year is rounding out. So it's coming to an end. And we know a number of organizations are beginning to close down for the year. So we'll see marginal activities this week, but notwithstanding for the funding rates, we expect that the current levels will be maintained as we have the last primary market auction for the Nigerian Treasury bills holding this week. And depending on the size allotted, we see that having a significant impact on system liquidity rather. For the bonds market, we expect to trade in line with what market liquidity says. And for the primary market, for the Treasury bill secondary market, ahead of this week's auction, we expect that the market will be relatively quiet, as activities for most part of the week would be directed or be dictated rather by the primary market auction's results. And in all of this, I strongly believe that having an understanding of the market without the proper products for you to take advantage of would be an absolute waste. So which is why week on week, we've tried as much as possible to bring our products to the forefront, so as to give you the opportunity to invest. For our mutual funds, we have the lead fixed income fund, the lead balance fund, and the lead dollar fund. Just at the beginning of the session, a video was played that speaks more, a video was played that spoke to the characteristics of the various funds, and they are there for our clients to take advantage of. The risk profile for all the funds, they are very, very low, and Eurobond trading, coming to the end of the year, we've seen some activities largely around the Eurobonds market, and we are beginning to see some position takings for year end, particularly, so for if you're clients and then you have some substantial FX, you're looking at deploying them, but you're not so sure of what to do. I strongly advise that the Eurobonds market is somewhere you should be looking at. And for our lead Gazelle portfolio, to lock in your funds for a reasonable tenor, such that you get to enjoy the high interest rates that are currently available in the market. And with this, we come to the end of our presentation for this morning. If there are questions, now is the time to bring them to the forefront, and we'll provide the answers with the clarifications that you have, or you have some inquiries. We can bring them forward now. Good morning. What's your take on MTN? You place it on buy.
Okay, thank you, sir. Yes, we've changed it to the buy. If you look at our last presentation, we emphasized that the MTN did the commercial paper. It was oversubscribed, and the essence of that is to ensure that they augment their working capital. The last result we saw 9 months, they've moved from the negative to the positive position. So with that capital raising commercial paper, we are likely to see improvement in their operations, and that is going to translate to the better income in 2025. And if you also look at it from the valuation, MTN is still trading below the valuation, even though before now they had negative shareholders fund. So we want investors to take advantage of the current market price, because by the time the results start coming out and you are seeing that improvement, you see a lot of buy interest around MTN, and at that time you'll be buying at a higher price. So with the current market price, you are good to go. That's why we put it on valuation. Somebody is also asking, do you think equities market will sustain a positive mood in 2025? Yes. We've said that in our previous presentations that the equities market will still look bullish in 2025. What drives equities market or economy? Economy is very important. We haven't, if economics, we are not in recession. The GDP growth rate we have seen in the last 3 quarters, we are on positive GDP growth rates. And then the result we have also seen in terms of contribution to the GDP, and the result we have also seen from the listed company in our markets are also very impressive. A company cannot do well if economic is not doing well. So economy and the companies under economy, they are what? They are connected. So the improvement we've seen in the economic system and then the company's results we have seen will continue to drive the equities market. And we've seen that the performance of this year, Q3, from 75% of the listed company are better than what they did last year. So as companies additional better and good results, you see a lot of bad interest because everybody wants to part of that, so that they can also earn better dividends and better return on their investment. So equities market positive trend will still be sustained in 2025. Thank you.
Hello. Hello, good morning. Good morning. Yes, can I have access to the slide?
Yes, sir. We usually send out the slide, sir. You will get it before noon, sir. But in terms of recommendation, you will get a video and you will get a slide. But in terms of recommendation, if you want to take this morning, if you check your mail, our research units, they've sent out our weekly stock recommendations. All the recommendations you have under the presentation, they are extracted from our weekly stock recommendation. Thank you, sir. Okay, somebody is asking, what's your advice on purchasing?
Thank you.
Okay, thank you, sir. Somebody is asking, what's the advice on purchasing right issue? We are not saying it's not good, but if you look at our strategy in Lead Capital, we ensure that every kobo is very important, and any action that will be taken by our value customer that will benefit them and add value to the investor, to their investment, their portfolio. That's what we usually do. For the UBA, we are encouraging you to buy from the market. You are not you have the right to take the right, but you are not obligated to take it. So if you are not taking it, nobody can force you. But if you buy from the market, you are better off, because with that 3.57% difference, it's better you buy from the market. If you buy from the market, you still have like almost 1.8% in terms of capital gain to your side. So you can buy that from the market. Okay, somebody is asking, what is the assessment of federal government 2025 budget? Yes, the government was presented, even though there are some assumptions we have seen from the budget. We are not to query it, but what is important is that it's a budget of aspiration. In terms of inflation, which is put as 15.75%, is going to be very difficult. But the good thing is that it means 2025, the central bank and other stakeholders that will play a role in terms of driving inflation to the minimum level, they have a lot of work to do. And the good things to us is that if they are very aggressive in driving inflation, we don't expect them to only use the MPR and other key variables being used by the central bank to drive inflation. The fiscal authority should also focus more. The Ministry of Agriculture should also focus more by ensuring that inflation comes down. If inflation comes down, it's better for the equities investor, because your real rate of return will be discounted by inflation. If it comes down, it's for us. So the fact that they put that at 15.75, we want to see that coming. And for the exchange rate, we are also believing that exchange rate is going to moderate. But the good things I've said in last week is that the fact that we've seen transparency in that new platform is going to drive investment from the other jurisdiction, and that is going to help our economy. So let's wait and see. I can't actually give better insight other than looking at some of those variables they have also determined. And I've seen other analysts have also commented in various platforms. Somebody said, can somebody trade their right? You can trade it. Please, okay, you can trade your right. Which of the tickers? Is it First Bank or is it UBA? You can send us an email. Our registrars, they will reach out to you. They will explain the process to you. Okay, somebody said, can you set up a private counseling section with HNI client? Yes, we do that. You can reach out to us, sir, or you can send us an email. Okay, your email is there, sir. We'll pick it up and then we'll interact with you. That's not a problem, sir. Update on Oando. We still place Oando on hold. If you check our recommendation, is on hold again. But the good thing is that we've seen some good things coming out from Oando. I think last week they also had their AGM, and then from the information we have also gathered is that there are standards for them to declare bonus. But for those who have been in the register, until it comes out, if they were able to do bonus, and I think it's also very better for the investor, at least it's a more of a compensation. But from their last performance, I think they have moved from the negative terrain in terms of earnings to the positive. And we should expect that with the development we have seen in oil and gas, Oando should also benefit in that development. And come next year, we should expect that they should be able to at least start declaring dividends, which is what clients are also expecting, not only the capital appreciation. But for now, it's on hold. Okay, somebody said, please advise on investing in Presco. Presco has been part of our recommendation. We still place it on buy because it's still undervalued. Because it's a company that is also benefiting from the foreign exchange gains, not only the banks, because they're also exporting. And we have also seen some decision in terms of expansion being made by the company in the last 2 months. They've acquired an oil plant in Ghana. We believe that was going to serve West African supply. And if that comes to play, it's going to impact on their performance, and they will declare better dividends. Not only that, if you look at the earnings per share in Q3, it was also above. It was 100% better than what they did last year. We should expect that when their final year result comes out, a lot of people start coming. You see a lot renewed buy interest in Presco. So with the current market price of Presco, it presents a good entry price for valued investor. So you can take advantage. It's a buy recommendation for Lead Capital PLC. Okay, we have come to the end of the presentation. Once again, we want to thank all our valued lead investors. You've been the source of our joy. When we started this program, you'll be following us. We appreciate your contribution, your support, your comments, and then your question and other things. So we appreciate you. And we want to say a big thank to all our attendees, those who attended this morning and those that have been attending, because you've always been creating from your limited time to ensure that you attend this program. We are happy with you and we appreciate you, and we'll continue to be happy to be associated with you. So this is going to be the end of the presentation for this year. So we want to say a big thank you to all our valued customers. On behalf of the Lead Capital Management PLC, we say a big thank to you for following us up, for your contribution and support. So good morning, everyone. Do have a good week ahead. Bye for now. See you next year.